Hi there, that's right. It's NickDutch back on the camera again for another delightful tarot reading, okay? We've got a very interesting inquiry today from a lady called Viki, who's emailed from Texas, I think. Now, very soon, she's going to move in with her sister-in-law and her 2 sons. And she's very anxious about this, and she just wants me just to do a quick reading and basically see how things are going to go. Now, I can understand being in 2 minds about this. Everyone needs their personal space, alright? And that's yourself, myself, and basically everybody else. So I know that it can be a difficult situation when these things happen. I do apologise for not having got round to this earlier, but as I mentioned in my last reading, we do have a backlog at the moment. So I've got to get through all of that first before I can tackle any newer inquiries. But I'm starting to do readings on a regular basis again, so obviously one step at a time we'll be able to get more done. Okay, Viki, let's have a quick look and see what's going on. As is traditional, I'm shuffling like mad whilst I'm talking to you, and we'll just see basically what the reading says. I suppose I'm looking out for signs relating to harmony, a sense of trying to move in the right direction, trying to overcome interpersonal difficulties and still being able to maintain that sense of space that you've got. Let's just have a quick look, just a moment please. Alright, now this is actually quite an interesting reading. I mean, there's an awful lot of positive stuff here. I'm just going to show you the cards and walk you through the reading and let me explain to you what I feel the reading is trying to communicate, okay? Just one moment please. Alright, now my first impression of this reading from the outset is not bad purely because of the colours. The meanings of the cards can be very deep, can be very astrological, there can be all kinds of meanings associated with tarot, okay? But also, the colours themselves are representative of a lot of the energies associated with the whole situation. Now, let's start from the beginning. We've got, well, firstly we've got an ace. That can speak of a new beginning, that can speak of a new step in a new direction. And in this particular case, I feel that the fact it's the suit of swords is explaining the sense of how the whole thing is going to go from the outset. It seems to be speaking to me about a sense of maybe some confusion, maybe a bit of irritation, expecting some conflicts, but that's expecting conflicts. Do we have any further sword signs in the reading further on? Basically, no we don't. So, from what you're expecting, the picture is going to change quite dramatically, okay? We've got some cup signs there, and we've got some cup signs there. Strong sense of communication working in quite a positive way, and a sense of actually being in a loving environment. Alright? I often associate the High Priestess card with a sense of community involvement, being together, and actually working through differences in order to work towards a common goal. So essentially, this is a very positive reading, and it's covering an awful lot of different areas of life, okay? So communication, togetherness, a sense of there being some happiness and a loving energy around you. Maybe you'll find that a little overwhelming once in a while, but I wouldn't worry about that too much because the sense of progression there is actually quite good. The feeling of actually being part of a community or part of a total set of people, so to speak, is coming later on down the line. So I feel that there's just a sense of anxiety in the immediate short term, followed by a realization that there is openness, there is some forgiveness of the past, there's a sense of real love there, okay? And then the opportunity to open up in communication and allow things to start to develop. So within the first, let's say, 3 months, I'm seeing you basically getting over your nerves. It may happen sooner than that, okay? Because that time frame is within 3 months, not in 3 months. After that, there's much more of a sense of community involvement, being together, and some great signs relating to happiness. So this feeling, which I interpreted as anxiety that we saw earlier on, a sense of, oh my God, maybe there's conflict, maybe there's problems from the past coming up, and so on and so forth, as well as the anxiety associated with dealing with a wide variety of different types of people, that's not being reflected at all at any other point in the reading. That's only your anticipation of the future. It's not what the reading says is actually going to occur. So, when you're going through the future, in this strange situation, try and see it from the point of view of what I'm expecting to happen, the negative things I'm expecting to happen are probably not going to occur. And instead, focus on the positive. There's always going to be some irritation associated with the people you're dealing with. But generally speaking, the outcome is still looking quite desirable. Okay, now that should give you a bit of an impression as to what I feel is going to occur. Obviously we can't see that in a black and white way. We can't tend to interpret something which is an allegorical tarot reading as being a precise expression of absolutely everything that's going to happen at every single stage within your relationship with your sister and the boys. But generally speaking, the progress is actually not too bad. Yes, there will be little moments in which there will be disagreements or, misunderstandings about little things here and there. But I really wouldn't worry about that, because that's just part of day-to-day life. Even with people that you love, people that you hate, people that you're related to. But generally speaking, the atmosphere actually seems to be okay. There's no real sense of getting on each other's toes too much, okay? So obviously if you are sharing the same living space together, it can feel a bit maybe claustrophobic, and maybe there's a desire to be a bit mischievous or to upset someone to see what happens. Just try and suppress that, okay? And see how things progress. My impression is that it's not going to be too bad. And so what I'd like you to do is to look forward to the future, see how it's going to emerge, and realise that it's actually going to be okay. I also feel, as we had those High Priestess signs, that there's going to be a sense of supportiveness there somehow. So you're actually going to be able to work on something else, which is going to enable you to think more about the future and have some positive aspirations as well. So it's looking okay, it's feeling not too bad. I feel this is a positive turning point, and I feel that, yes, it'll definitely be positive for you for the future. Okay? With your good fortune, God and or Goddess and or none of the above bless, as NickDutch often says. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Bye for now.